Good morning, beautiful souls. How are we this morning? What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to Wednesday. Let's see. What is our message for today? What is our collective message for today? How do we utilize those energies for the highest good of all? What's going on? What do the cards want us to know? This one's just flipped over, so we're going to take it. Oh, and it's the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, it looks pretty devastating, right? And in some ways it certainly can be. And it's kind of like at that point where we've had enough. We cannot take another thing and we are about to rise. That's what that's talking about. So the 10 speaks to ending. So something ending. Now yesterday I believe we had a sword as well. So here yesterday was, I think, was it the Ace of Swords? And that was speaking to like the beginning of, whereas this is speaking to the ending of. So maybe yesterday we come up with a new idea, but today we actually need to finalize whatever it was in order to start that new thing. Now, the subconscious piece is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, you'll see there, he's holding the world literally in the palm of his hand, and he's just gazing out over it, right? You'll notice that the feet are not moving. So it is not about doing something per se, because the doing is definitely a wand, but the doing in that card is actually seeking, planning, researching. That's what the doing is in that card. Now that's a subconscious piece, right? So in this case, we might be needing to take a little inward journey and see what's actually happening in that space if this is being expressed outwardly, because this is the conscious part where we're like, that's it, had enough, everything's at a collapse and we kind of need to start again. Now there may just be a certain area in your life where you feel this way, right, where something has run its course and it's time to start something new. And what the cards are asking is that you go internally, right, because this is the subconscious piece, you go internally and you have a look at and listen to what those thoughts and ideas have been that now maybe have morphed and you're not actually aware of just yet, because that's what I would say. And I'm just going to draw a card in the center because I can, just to see what it is. And we have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is about the new thing and the new resources. So you might find here that there's something that has, like I said, come to its end. You've used as much as you can, or it's run its course as best as it can and it's not needed anymore, right? Because this is the new, right? And it's the new resource, and it's also study. So there's this learning, right? So there's observing here and learning here. So yeah, I feel like today is very much about noticing what those thoughts are that you maybe have completely been letting go, that aren't serving you anymore, those ideas, those ways of communicating, all of that. And that the 10 is a lot, right? Because it's like that's the element of the mental energy in its fullest capacity, you could say. So there might be some mental energy, some mental health things that you need to look at. And it also can be an indication that you're rising up out of that, right? That this is it. That you no longer will be feeling like that, right? Because there's only one way out of that, and that's up. Like, people see that card a lot and get quite frightened by it, because it can mean a death, right? However, it's more about the death of something and the rising of, because this is the sun here, right? So the sun will always rise and the sun will always set, right? That's what this is about. And all of that is like all of the injuries, the wounds, the words that have been said, the communication that's been had that has harmed this person here in this way. So, and this person needs to get up, and they will. It's like, that's it, I've had enough. The other thing that this card can allude to, completely separate from what we've been talking about, is like make sure that your body is okay, because it can speak to, like, you know, the spine and the back and all of the things that literally hold us upright. So it can speak into that, about needing to look after that. So in which case it's about support. Now I think yesterday, again, I'm going to tap into that, we spoke about there being support, right? Now in order for that support to come in, it's kind of like we might need to eliminate all of this firstly, right? It's like, okay, let's have a look and see what needs to go before we can actually implement this. And I feel like that's what it's about today. But we've definitely been asked to go internally and have a look at what our mental landscape is like, and that's our thoughts, our beliefs, and how we then act in accordance with those thoughts and beliefs. How do we communicate? What's going on inside our headspace? Are they stories? Are they actually things that are going to help us move to where we want to go? Because there's definitely a new energy of the learning coming in, new resources, new ways of being, where we get to be a student, where we get to start again. That's what I would say about the cards for today. I hope that makes sense. It's pretty heavy for a Wednesday. Anyway, have an amazing day, and I will catch you beautiful folk next time. Big, big love.